Hi, I'm Kat.
And I'm Gabe.
And we're
the Ghouls next door.
You know,
that is us.
Yeah, talking about spooky stuff sometimes, / every day. Since we're gonna have all the episodes.
Yes.
All of them. Listen to us. Hey.
That's good. So this is the Ghouls Next Door horror comedy podcast where we talk facts, feelings, and films about the horror genre. On this episode, we're going to talk about cryptids.
Yeah.
So in our live show, we talked about urban legends, and a lot of people had opinions where they thought urban legends were cryptids, and that's not true because they're cryptids.
Great explanation. Keep going.
They were wrong. So we decided to fix that, and we schooled them. And we told them what real urban legends are. So definitely check out that episode, which is number 19, I'm pretty sure. And you can hear about urban legends. But this time, if you're tuning in, you can hear about cryptids. So cryptids, what is that? It's a good question.
Yes.
Cryptids are an animal whose existence or survival to the present day is disputed or unsubstantiated. Any animal of interest to a cryptozoologist. Yeah, so if it's just a questionable creature.
Yeah, you're just like, oh, I'm not sure that thing exists. Here are all the stories I've heard about it. Scary and not scary. Yeah,
mermaids,
Bigfoot,
etc. There's so for me, growing up, I've always been really interested in mythical things and creatures and lore. So cryptids are definitely my favorite thing, or one of my favorite things. One story that I had was, it's not exactly a cryptid, but it has that same thing of a creature that can hurt you, but it was specific to my family, and it was derived from just kind of a term. So when we would go camping, they would always say they're going snipe hunting. And they describe the snipe as this monster that would get you if you were bad when you're camping.
Fun, great things to tell your kids.
Yeah, and so they would, one time when we were camping, they tortured us children in that we were all in the same tent. We were in this big tent. And then one of my cousins was on the outside, and then he started scratching at the tent. There was a monster out there, and then we all freaked out because that's what my family's like. The term going on a snipe hunt, though, is supposed to suggest a fool's errand, because snipes are really, really tiny birds. So not big scary monsters at all.
Yeah, not at all.
That are essentially impossible to catch. So it's
much like a cryptid who is not sure to be caught.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, you don't even know it's real.
Yeah. But I've always liked cryptids. I always thought they were cool, especially growing up watching Supernatural. That was one of my favorite things. Was just all the different monsters that would pop up, kind of like X-Files would do, but Supernatural just was more fun, and I just really liked exploring the lore in that universe. And then specifically, it's not exactly horror, but recently I started reading Lumberjanes, which is a comic book, and it's a bunch of Girl Scouts, some Ghoul Scouts who are looking at mythical creatures and addressing them, and
fun.
I don't feel like they attack them. They're just that's a thing that's real.
Hey, look at it. Point at it and look. It's real.
Yeah, and then they just kick ass as young children.
Yeah, kick
badass girls.
Ass taking names.
Yep.
Yeah, as you do. My experience with cryptids was always in hokey TV shows, making them look stupid. Specifically, it's actually probably a newer episode of Futurama where they have the bone eater, which is this egg that he finds, and he raises it as if it's his own child, and then he finds out it's a bone eater, and he's like, he wouldn't hurt you guys. And then they take him to this place, and he's eating all the sheep bones, kind of like a Chupacabra would.
Yeah.
Very similar, not very out there, hyper creative, but just taking upon what already exists. And I remember there being I don't know if it was Jackie Chan Adventures or what, but it was one of those shows I watched when I was younger, and there's definitely a big episode around the Chupacabra where it was really, I think it was Jack Chan Adventures, because I think it was one of like the demon stones or whatever the heck. So it was fun, but I never like had an actual real one. It was always like, haha, look at the funny show I watched that's a cartoon talking about stuff that's definitely not real, because cartoons aren't real.
So you didn't believe in any
No
cryptids?
No, I mean, yeah, no.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you thought well and hard about it.
Well, I mean, like Loch Ness, whatever. I feel like anything in the ocean or like water bodies, we don't know what the hell's down there. So those probably exist, but
yeah,
on land ones, I mean.
You don't believe in Bigfoot? Okay.
There's probably like a hairy man who's walking all around just trying to mind his own business and everyone keeps bothering him.
Yeah.
That's what I think Bigfoot
Well, there's like, like in Ripley's, there was that really hairy man.
It's like a thing that exists. There are blue people.
Diseases.
It's just like genetic strains that like go off the regular.
Yep.
And people just look different. And then they're just like, I just exist. It's not my fault. Just leave me alone.
I'm just trying to take really big steps in
Everyone's
the woods.
really mean to me. I was going to go live in the woods where there's no one there, so they can't be mean. Let Bigfoot be.
It's like one of my favorite Mitch
He's just a victim of bullying.
Like, quotes was like when he was like, what if Bigfoot's just a blurry monster? Like, they're just trying to get it and he's just blurry.
Yeah, you can't help it. He's just a blurry guy.
My favorite monster in Supernatural to this day is the Rougarou, and will always be my favorite. We're not going to talk about that today because we have other ones to talk about, but
I don't know what you said.
It's a good one. But I will say what I'm finding and what we're going to explore is that it tends to be a lot about like don't eat other people.
Yeah, cannibalism is bad. Did you know?
Don't do it.
Cannibalism's bad,
don't eat
man.
Other people.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Facts. We tell you facts. All the facts. Here facts. Still facts. About that spooky stuff. Yeah, spooky stuff.
All right. I'm going to say some words about the Jersey Devil.
Okay, I'm going to listen to them.
Apparently, there's a video that exists called Popular Cryptids. And number 8 is the Jersey Devil. And the reason we're talking about the Jersey Devil is because guess what? We live near there.
Yeah.
Jersey is a place where I lived for a few years. So the fact that there's a thing there that's messing stuff up, that's like rude. So
I think the Jersey Devil is you.
From what I've read, he murders a lot of livestock, and I'm not trying to kill cows and stuff. I'm
That's
like a
true.
fan. I'm allergic to them, so like I would just try to like avoid them altogether.
Yeah.
But yeah, essentially, he's located in New Jersey, or he or she or whatever is located in
them.
them. The
They
Jersey
are
Devil
located.
is located in New Jersey.
Yeah.
And the story stemming from sightings of livestock killings in the early 1820s, which is super long ago. And then the Jersey Devil fever really took off in 1909 when a 1 week in January produced hundreds of supposed sightings of the devil across the entire state of New Jersey. So apparently it's gigantic and it's just sprinting across New Jersey murdering things. Terrifying, obviously. I mean, I can understand why they'd be upset. So essentially the coverage led to widespread panic and the schools were closed. So they don't even close for heat. But they closed for the Jersey Devil.
That's great.
And workers were advised to stay home.
Because the Jersey Devil is out there.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Can he come to Philly? Can he come
Philly
hang
Devil?
out?
No, he would get his butt kicked.
Oh, that's true. We're kind of angry.
We don't
here.
have those.
Yeah, no, we nipped that in the butt. So the Jersey Devil is said to have bat-like wings, which is terrifying.
Yes.
A horse's head, long claws, and a draconic appearance, while others described it as a kangaroo with wings.
Yeah, well, all of those sound awful.
Yeah, that's apparently one of the things that was set up as a hoax, too.
It was a kangaroo with
Like
wings?
a kangaroo with wings, which I don't really know how they did that. I feel like it's some human centipede rudeness happening all around there. But it was said to attack trolley cars and social clubs, which is okay, with the police firing on the supposed monster with little to no effect. So they're shooting
Preposterous.
bullets at it, and it's like, I'm fine, whatever. Jersey, what's up? We're the worst, everyone knows. With the bulk of the activity happening in the 20th century, the early 20th century. So, like, late 1800s to early 1900s. But there's very little, I would like to see any, photographic or physical evidence of its existence. But that doesn't stop people from talking about it, as we know from all the other cryptids that exist, where it's like, you don't really have that much evidence that this stuff is real, but, you know, people talk and stories and culture and spreading info around. But they're saying that he lives, or it lives, in the Jersey Pine Barrens.
Oh, I've been there.
I haven't.
I've camped in there.
Well, yeah, that's where he's at. So, like, what were you doing? You could have gotten
just hanging out.
You could have gotten eaten. So
I didn't.
Well, you could have.
I'm alive.
All I'm saying is you could have.
Yeah, well,
because he's there.
I'm always could have.
But another terrifying creature in American folklore is the Goatman. It's a really scary name, as you can tell. Appearing in a number of different urban legends, the Goatman is usually some kind of goat-human hybrid, if you didn't get from, like, Goatman.
Yeah.
That he could be a goat.
I thought it was a kangaroo bat again.
Yeah, you know how they do. It's apparently from Maryland, and basically was known for attacking cars with an axe.
So it's just Pan?
It's just a man with an axe who maybe looks like a little scruffy like a goat, and is attacking cars with an axe. But they call him Goatman.
So he's just a fawn. This is what you're saying.
Yes. Popularized in 1971. So this is like semi-recent.
It's Phil from Hercules.
Yeah, you know, that's what's happening. Aw. But it got popular when the death of a dog was blamed on Goatman. Don't kill dogs. Why would you do that, Goatman?
My cryptid would eat your cryptid.
Yeah, go ahead. You're loud.
Well, my cryptid I was going to talk about, importantly, was Chupacabra because, yeah.
That's the one I always hear about. Slash is also transformed into other things.
Yeah. Well,
for pop culture.
What was your funny thing about Bigfoot?
Well, there's a town in, I think, North Carolina or South Carolina, one of the Carolinas.
North Carolina.
That made their, like, town or animal Bigfoot.
That's good.
And they're, like, convinced that he lives there. So they're
Are
like,
they
hey,
nice
come
to him?
here. I think so. I mean, it seems like they had a whole day honoring him.
Aw.
But essentially, there's somewhere in New York that made Sasquatch their mascot.
Huh.
So they made Bigfoot their, you know, city animal, which is interesting. And yeah, they're having this big day, and they're basically like, if you come down here, he's here. Come hang out. And the mayor even was like, oh, I've never seen him, but
he's real.
He's here. Yeah. I mean, maybe, I don't know. I've never been to South Carolina or North Carolina.
I'm pretty sure it's the north one.
Whatever. I've never been. I don't know. Maybe they have them there. But
I feel like South Carolina's too warm for a furry creature like that.
Well, apparently he's hanging out in the woods up there, so.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's cute.
Yeah, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like the fluff news that I got.
Yeah, he's also like the nicest of the cryptids.
Yeah, he's not doing anything
he's
bad.
Like super chill. And like Nessie, she's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Hanging out in just some water. Making cool shapes. Well, so Chupacabra, why the Chupacabra would destroy Goatman is in the fact that its name is literally goat sucker.
Yeah.
Goat sucker.
I didn't get your joke at first. Now I do.
Yeah. And that's like, so we watched an episode of X-Files, and they, the like opening is like that this woman named Maria gets like destroyed, and I was like, you're a goat sucker, not a Maria sucker. You're a Chupacabra, not a Chupamaria.
Yeah.
Sounds like a weird Taco Bell sandwich.
It does sound like that. So if you didn't know, cabra is goat.
Yeah, and they suck them.
Spanish.
So this vampiric creature drains goats and chickens of all their blood, leaving them otherwise intact. It has been reported that they feature like 2 big like bite marks, like a vampire, and they're completely exsanguinated. I don't know the technical word.
What does
I can't
that
ever
mean?
say it. That means drained of their blood.
Oh, yes.
Completely drained of their blood.
As that happens.
If anyone knows how to pronounce that word, send me a video about it.
Just like with your mouth saying it.
Yeah.
Gabe loves mouth noises.
No. The reason why I picked Chupacabra was because I'm a brown lady. And that's where these come from.
Yeah.
It's my people, my country. They come from Puerto Rico and other South American countries like Brazil. And it was... the activity of the Chupacabra can be found in newspapers dating back to the 1950s, according to how stuff works. And it's just like been very prevalent in a lot of lore.
Yeah,
like
I've
most
seen
people
it throughout
know.
pop culture. Like a lot of shows reference the Chupacabra, especially ones that have any sort of like Hispanic anything in it. Like even if it's offensive, like they throw it in there.
Yeah.
It's, the Chupacabra's there.
Yeah.
And that's the one I've heard the most about out of all of them, other than like Bigfoot or Nessie. Like the Chupacabra is like always mentioned.
Yeah, and the Chupacabra is such a thing with like Hispanic like culture, in that it's like that's the boogeyman for those cultures. So it's kind of like, you know, if you're not good, like the Chupacabra is going to come. There's also a few other ones that I'm not entirely familiar with because I've never been to Puerto Rico. But that's kind of just like the way that it, because like a lot of these monsters are like, don't go in the woods, whatever. But these are like those like, if you're bad, like
They come for
Chupacabra is
you.
going to come for you,
And
even
they
though
steal
he
your blood.
explicitly eats
And all the blood
goats.
of your goats.
Yeah, and that's fucked. It's
See-
just rude.
Yeah. See, I would be like, I feel like it's one of those like teaching empathy things where it's like, you don't get punished, your favorite goat does. It's just like, oh no, not Jeremy, which is what my goat's name is now. Don't steal Jeremy's blood. I promise I'll eat my dinner. Broccoli
so
will be
sad.
eaten. Don't hurt Jeremy.
It's such a rude monster to like take your like livelihood. Like this is how I make money and how I survive, and you stole him from me.
Yeah.
All of them. So rude.
The trolls do too.
Trolls do it. Trolls do it. Even Chupacabras do it. Let's do it. Let's drain their blood.
It's great.
That's you can't have, it's
That's
not
their theme
a
song.
Ghouls,
You can't have enough theme songs.
you can't have a Ghouls Next Door episode without a weird parody of a song
Yeah.
to a spooky thing.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be right.
I just feel like that's our everyday, though. It doesn't even have to be spooky. I think we do that at least once a day, every
That's
single day.
super true.
Where I'm like, this thing that we're talking about, we're singing about it now. Like,
Yeah. What I wanted to talk about as well was like selkies and mermaids.
oh, yes.
So selkies are sea human creatures, usually in like Irish folklore, that like sirens and mermaids will like lure lovers to the sea and then like drown them and eat them.
It's great, yeah.
My favorite thing is like most people are like, mermaids are beautiful and lovely. And
No,
the
they're
Little Mermaid.
terrifying.
They're terrifying. They have like razor sharp teeth and they kill you.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Yeah.
Rude.
I don't understand. Like, if you're really thinking about it, a mermaid would not be cute.
Nope.
It would be a scary sea creature that has, like, human-like features, sure, but is still a fish person.
Yeah.
And, like, with teeth and crap that could, like, murder you a bunch. Why are you about that?
Yeah.
Doesn't make sense.
And it's like my favorite rendition of the mermaids is in Peter Pan.
Yeah.
Because they're scary.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, finally. But specifically with the selkies was I had this weird thing where in high school I had this really weird teacher. I don't know if she'd listen to this, but she was weird. She has to know she's weird. But she made us watch Cats, the musical. And that has nothing to do with learning. I loved it. I'll never get those hours back, but it's fine. And then she also made us watch this movie about a selkie.
Yeah.
And it was like emotional and like sad because she didn't know she was a selkie, and then she had to go back to the water or something. But it was super weird.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What is it? What is
Selkie?
Selkie?
That's the half seal woman.
How do you not know you're a half seal woman?
Because she was like a person.
How is she
And
suddenly
then when you
a
go
seal
in the
now?
water, that's when they turn.
Oh, like that. There's like a show about mermaids, or I guess selkies. I don't know. Where like their whole thing is they have to go into the water to get their fins and stuff. But then when they're not in the water, they go back to human.
Like that one where it was the kid and he was like 13 and then he was a merboy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like that.
Yeah.
So like when he's in the water is when it happens.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or aquamarine.
Yeah,
There's a lot of
there's a lot
positive
of
like
it.
mermaid films that it's like you forget that they're doing. Or I just had this whole conversation because there's those like nightmare like horse people things that like lure you in the water and then they take you down to the depths and drown you. You know what I'm talking about?
That sounds awful.
Yeah.
Sirens?
No, they're horses.
How are they horses?
Write in and tell me about what I'm thinking about because I can't remember the name.
All of this sounds really scary. This is why I don't like the ocean. This is why my biggest fear is open water. It's because this stuff exists, I've decided.
But it's also in the woods because you got, I mean, you got Wendigos,
oh, yeah. Well,
Chupacabras.
I don't know why I'm less
big
scared
feet.
of that. I don't know why.
Trolls,
I'm fine with all of those things. Don't put me anywhere near water. That sounds awful.
Krampus.
They can come say hi to me. It's fine.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Cryptids are scary,
down.
but also I think misunderstood because honestly, they're just animals. That's why like I really like, and we're gonna talk about Trollhunter,
Yeah.
but that I definitely want to talk about how it kind of made them into like kind of realistic.
Yeah.
Like if they existed, like we were saying with Bigfoot, it's like it's probably just a really big hairy person.
Yeah. And who's got like bullied a bunch now. Like he's like, well, I hate everyone, so I'm only safe if I live in the woods.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think in Mr. Pickles, Bigfoot was a nice guy too.
Yeah. He was in the mafia.
Yeah. That was a great show,
Bigfoot tends
too.
to be like a good guy.
Yeah, he's not doing anything wrong. He's not like a scary thing. Like I feel like no one ever tries to portray Bigfoot as a bad guy.
Yeah.
They say he's just trying to hang out, you know?
Yeah, he's misunderstood. Well, even in like my brother and me's Adventure Zone, they have like smaller versions now. Like, and they had a whole campaign where it was like mythical creatures, and one of them was like a Bigfoot. Like there was a whole race of big feet people.
How fun.
It was pretty cool.
Oh, Bigfoot can find love.
Yeah, and make more big
In a
feet.
hopeless face. Hopeless place. I said
The
face the
woods.
first time.
You know, this may or may not make it to the final cut, but I heard that the reason why people believe in mermaids and selkies and stuff is because back in the day when people used to use boats and there was like all these men on ships for months at a time because women aren't allowed on ships because it's bad luck. So they'd be out there. So, well, they need to relieve themselves. So they used to have sex with manatees because they're like soft and would be the closest thing to like a person. So like it's very easy to just be like that, like I hallucinated and it was a merwoman or it was a selkie. It was a beautiful sea creature that I had sex with, not just a poor defenseless animal that I raped.
Jesus Christ.
I learned that from the Man Show,
It's upsetting.
which is Jimmy Kimmel back in the day.
It's upsetting. I'm sad that they did that to the
Yeah,
manatees.
manatees are super sweet. They're just lovable, like big sea teddy bears.
Why would they have sex with them then? That's mean. Just have sex with each other. Like, damn.
Yeah.
Homosexuality is
Men.
not that bad.
It's not bad.
It's not
Period.
bad at all. You know what I meant? Like in this situation, back then when it was like a thing
Yeah.
where people got
Just
take
do
that
it.
out.
Let's just replay it over. I'm gonna rearrange it and we're gonna be like, homosexuality is bad. I hate homosexuality.
No.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Don't use your editing skills against me.
The real cryptid was you all along.
No.
Did you wear that shirt on purpose?
Huh?
It says New Jersey on it.
Oh no, it's just in my room.
Okay.
Yeah, films. We watched some films. Now let's talk about those films. And that's what we started. And
watch Trollhunter.
Yeah, we did that. It was great.
This is a film from 2010 directed by Andre. I'm gonna pretend that I'm saying his name.
Overdal.
Yeah.
Overdal.
He's Norwegian, so
Overdal. It's probably Overdal. I think it's
so Trollhunter is a really great found footage film, and we love those. This one follows a group of students investigating a series of mysterious bear killings, but they learn that there are much more dangerous things going on. They start to follow a mysterious hunter, learning that he is actually a troll hunter. Mm-hmm. And it's pretty cool how that all happens.
I really enjoy his character.
Yeah.
He's just kind of like this gruff, I've seen some stuff kind of guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's cool.
But also still kind of compassionate, too.
Yeah, no, exactly. He's just I've lived.
Yeah.
I've done awful things that I regret.
Yeah.
Because I have a soul.
Yeah.
That's who he is.
He makes me think of as a game warden. That's I understand that we have to maintain this wildlife, but also we're going to respect it.
Yeah.
We're going to show it, because it's these are ancient beings and they're dumb animals and they need to be cared for just as much as they need to be destroyed. Mm-hmm. Both of those things. So Trollhunter is really cool. It's a found footage film with these students who follow this guy around, and you're almost immediately kind of thrown into the trolls. Mm-hmm. And then the rest is just learning about trolls as if they're really real. Yeah. Which I thought was really awesome.
Yeah, it wasn't as hokey as I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah.
I was actually just this is cool. I'm kind of for this whole thing. This is entertaining. Yeah. It wasn't stupid. I expected it to be significantly more dumb.
Yeah.
I heard what it was called and I was like, no.
Yeah.
This is all no, we're not.
Yeah.
We're not going to learn a thing. Or it was cool. It was a good movie, I thought. I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
What?
Also, why didn't they care their friend died?
Yeah, that's the problem.
I feel they were just all right, well, he was Christian, so he should have told us that. It's okay that he's dead.
They were upset because they blew up on that one guy and they were like, people are dying because of you, but they need to get the story out or it doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
It was when I first watched it a long time ago, I was also surprised because I was like, this is going to be a silly horror movie or something. Mm-hmm. But it was pleasant. It was very there were scary parts.
Yeah.
It's Blair Witch meets a fairy tale. But more awesome than that. Also the trolls look really great. I love that they're all different.
Yeah, they're goofy, but not. If you saw that in real life, you'd be scared.
Yeah.
I'm looking at them and I'm I expected this to be more ridiculous looking. And they're genuinely they still hold their own as being kind of scary looking.
Yeah.
If that was running towards me, I'd be upset.
Yeah.
I'd be no, I don't want to see that. That sounds bad.
And they're really dumb, so you kind of feel bad for them. Mm-hmm. And I liked just this whole lore that was in there. And what's really interesting is that it's really good at referencing Norwegian folk tales in there. Mm-hmm. So one, that there's different species of trolls. So they had the mountain trolls. Mm-hmm. They had the ones that were in a more wintry setting. They all have different names and were cool. That trolls have a tail. That was a thing, and then you had them. That some of them have multiple heads. Mm-hmm. That they can smell a Christian's blood, which was a big thing. Fee, fi, fo, fo. I guess that's a giant. I don't really. That's
a giant. Yeah.
The trolls,
either way, I'm safe though.
Eating rocks, loving meat, and sometimes being man eaters if they're Christian. Yeah, and what I thought about with the trolls was Witcher. Mm-hmm. Those are these are the kind of trolls that you're experiencing because they're really dumb in Witcher but really adorable, where they're just I just need some help, and they just repeat themselves over, and it's this thin line of befriending them, but if you say the wrong thing or you do the wrong thing, then you're dead because they're powerful. So it's just tiptoe around them. Yeah. Witcher's a really great game for that. Yeah. Because Witcher does a lot of I just literally, that's his whole job is to find creatures.
Yeah.
Like, the first thing is, like, with the griffin and stuff, the wailing woman and all the... Yeah, and it's so cool because you learn about them and then you learn, like, what their weaknesses are. I didn't even put that on here.
Witcher's
Guys, go play
great.
Witcher.
Go play it. It's great.
They're going to make it into Netflix.
What? Oh, wait, I heard about that. And then the guy who's
Henry
playing it,
Cavill.
everyone's like, I don't know how I feel.
Most people are okay, but I'm not.
Okay.
But I really did love Witcher, and it's because of things like Trollhunter, where it's just great that, you know, it exists and that it really delves into the lore that was placed there. Like, there's so much to say. Like, I can't even, like, I don't even know, like, where to begin and where to end with all the awesome stuff in our reference to cryptids. There's just so much in our, like, society, in our tales, in our stories.
Yes.
So that was Trollhunter. Do you have more to say about Trollhunter?
I just really liked it. I thought it was going to be dumb. And I'm like, I could have been in that camera crew, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't bad with the shaky cam.
Yeah, like, it was just good.
Yeah.
I expected it to be significantly worse. I was just happy about it.
Yeah. I really love the justification that once their one camera guy dies, spoilers, sorry, and his camera's broken, they get, like, a new camera person. So it's just, like, to justify, like, yeah, this is going to have they're going to have the camera going still. And that it's important. Oh, also, just as far as found footage goes, this was really amazing for me as a filmmaker, and that they have a part where they're white balancing. Like, he's holding up a piece of white paper so they can balance the camera, and that's in there.
Yeah.
And I loved that.
Yeah.
It was so dumb to have there, but it was like, that's just an extra touch of, like, this is real, you know? So I really appreciated that. And yeah, they're just definitely go check it out. It's a great film. It's like, it sounds really cheesy when you read about it.
Yeah, it sounds really dumb, and it really wasn't. It was good.
He just took it so seriously that it made it lovable. Like, it made it a really enjoyable experience.
Yes.
So then we also wanted to talk about Until Dawn, which we've already talked about previously episode 6
With Jeff,
because this is Until Dawn is a video game.
but it also talks about Wendigos.
Yes. So Until Dawn is a game from 2015.
It's great. Play it.
Yes. It's one of those like,
They're making a sequel too. I don't know, like, what the actual, not a sequel, but like
the creators,
another one.
Yeah, it's one of those, like, where it's a decision-based game. So set in Western Canada, Until Dawn centers around a group of 8 teenagers who decide to have a holiday for a night in a cabin on the fictional Blackwood Mountain, exactly 1 year after the disappearance of 2 girls, the twin sisters of a member of their group.
You know, that's what you do.
Yeah. Shortly after arriving, the gang finds themselves under attack by a madman and must attempt to survive until sunrise. Throughout the adventures, players alternate between all 8 characters making critical decisions as the story advances, which drastically affects the game's outcome, leading to hundreds of different scenarios.
So it's thousands.
Yeah. Apparently, it is said to have over 1,000 different endings, because just picking up an object can change the entire thing.
That must have taken so much time. As someone who, like, does, like, not anyway, kind of I do minor game design in, like, my spare time. And it takes me a whole day to, like, have my character say hi to another character.
Yeah.
So the fact that there are 1,000 different endings, that must have just, like, taken so much time. It's mind-blowing to me that they had to pay. I mean, they probably have a team.
Yeah.
Like, multiple people who, like, know how to code and stuff and, like, all that stuff. But, like, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
To have that many,
and it was
like,
beautiful.
alternate endings. Yeah.
And
It's a
like
great game.
the visuals are really great, and, like, the characters look like those actors.
Yeah, and I really like, the gameplay itself.
Yeah.
In that, like, it's kind of realistic where if you hit a wrong button, it changed, like, you mess up. Like,
Yeah, you die.
Yeah.
Or someone dies.
Or, like, there's, like, a consequence for, like, it's just very human.
Those are QTEs.
Yeah.
Quick time events.
Yeah.
Jeff
but I
taught
just
us.
thought they like really made the game more of an enriching experience.
Yeah, because when your actions are weighted that heavily, it makes you really concentrate and decide and choose.
Yeah.
Because you want them to survive, or most of them.
Yeah.
Some of
One
them
girl
can die.
Emily.
Yeah, she can die.
Screw Emily.
Well, so I mean, it's a big spoiler, because spoiler alert, everyone.
Spoilers.
Fast forward to like the end of this episode. That it's not like a villain. There's not like a serial killer. There's someone crazy, but there are Wendigos or Wendigos, which are these creatures that come from lore. And in this case, the story is that if you commit an act of cannibalism in these mountains, that you become those. And so these like miners got trapped, and then they ate each other, and then a bunch of them became Wendigos.
Yeah, and they're going around doing cannibalism.
Yeah, and
Murder
eating
majigs.
people. Yeah, they're monsters because it's turned into a monster because that's what you are for eating people.
Yeah, you shouldn't
Donner
cannibalize
party.
people.
Don't
Eat humans.
get
Probably.
married. They'll eat
There's a
your
lot of
kids.
things that say don't do it. So
Yeah, don't do it. It's gross.
yeah.
Like that guy who fed his friends his foot.
Why?
I don't know. This is the world we live in.
It's so weird.
Fun fact. Larry Fessenden, who plays the flamethrower guy, or the mysterious man, or whatever you want to call him, he's actually directed 2 movies about Wendigos.
Fun.
One called The Last Winter in 2006, and Wendigo 2001. And his character in Until Dawn
So he's like Trollhunter.
hunts and contains Wendigos.
Huh.
Yeah. So yeah, he's like the Trollhunter guy, but he also like made movies about them.
That's such an intense job.
That's great.
Yeah. Like you can't ever stop. That's just like your life now.
Well, I feel like with the one at the Blackwood Mountain, like there can only be so many.
Yeah, that's true.
With the Trolls one, it's like that's an entire
like species.
yeah. There's like a bunch of them, and they keep reproducing. But I don't think the Wendigos reproduce.
Yeah, no, it's just like, oh, cannibalism happened. Now I'm a demon.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
exactly.
you just gotta kill all the
Just
demons.
kill those ones. It's just hard.
Yeah, because they're like monsters.
They're really hard to kill. I don't even remember how you kill them.
I don't know. It's scary. It's a scary time. It's a great game.
Because if you kill
Everyone
them,
play this game.
oh, you know what? Because I remember because if you kill them, then their like soul went someone else, or just like trapped and went somewhere. So you're not really killing them.
Yeah.
I'd have to learn more.
So his whole thing is containing them, not killing them.
Yeah, but yeah, he just like keeps them in a place. And then we also. Did you have anything else about that?
No, you're good.
Just listen to episode number 6.
Also
where-
play the game?
Yeah, play the game and then listen to our experience playing the game more in your face.
Because Jeff is great. Listen to his voice.
Yeah, he's in our basement. We also watched an episode of X-Files because this just makes sense because they always have their Monster of the Week episodes and they're really scary and they do a good job of like having like this crazy scientific reason,
But it's
and then
always
also
aliens.
a crazy like supernatural explanation.
Yeah.
Scully
So
comes up
goofy.
with the greatest stuff, and she's always like, she just looks a monster in the eye and is like, "You have rabies." And it's like that was a werewolf. You saw a man turn into a wolf, Scully. What do you
Why
have been
are you so
you have been
calm?
abducted so many times.
Yeah.
And how are you like, I just slept for a long time. That wasn't space. I wasn't impregnated. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
I think that's what happened. I stopped watching. But there's an episode we watched, which was from season 4, episode something 11, I think, in 1997. So it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It's called El Mundo Gira.
Yes.
It is about desperate illegal immigrants that or a desperate illegal immigrant dubbed El Chupacabra, who can't speak any English, becomes patient zero for a possibly alien infection and goes on the run from INS, the FBI, and his own brother, who blames him for the death of his girlfriend, Maria.
Yes.
Because the Chupamaria
Chupamaria.
is here.
Yes.
Two men, one woman, big trouble. So I kept saying that.
Yes.
It was an interesting episode in the way that X-Files is interesting. You have these crazy circumstances, and they're done in the silliest, hokiest way with their special effects. And then the aliens were there, which is even better.
Hokey. Oh my god, they were hilarious.
Remember, this was 1997.
I understand, but it was like so goofy when they all just like, spoilers, strolled out.
Yeah, there was like no...
Oh, well, I heard that you think a Chupacabra's here, so we're all going to come say hi.
And then she was like, oh, there's Chupacabras.
They're taking him.
Yeah,
like,
it was a whole thing. And they didn't, because they just kept leaving. And then they didn't affect any more people. I don't know.
It was very confusing. Either way, they went to Mexico.
Well... I think it's an interesting thing. I really enjoyed that there's a line from Scully where she's like, usually the aliens are the villains, and in this case, the aliens are the victims, because it was in reference to illegal immigrants.
Yes.
Which is pretty relevant in today's society.
Yes.
Talking about, ICE and such.
Awful
things.
So,
yeah,
awful things. Did you know?
But it also, I think, really explains... So for me, this episode really helps with Chupacabra in that it really highlights some of the problems in some Latin communities, and that this like misunderstanding with like disease and like mental illness and other things, and that like he does have this like infection. He's like the typhoid Mary of this weird fungus, and so he's infecting people. But instead of being like, okay, he needs to be quarantined and we need to fix this, they're just like Chupacabra, and they're just like so intent in this age-old belief.
Yeah, they made it like more mystical than it is.
Yeah, than
like
scientific. Yeah, and that's kind of just like how that works sometimes, unfortunately, is that, people aren't getting like help, or people are getting better about it, but it is like a problem in the Latin community of just like kind of brushing off real issues like that, like medical and scientific stuff, to just be like, oh no, you can like pray it away, or like this is a omen, instead of like, no, I just the rain had fungus in it, and it got into me, and it ate Maria, and I was immune somehow, and now I'm infecting everyone.
Yeah, and now I look like a weird alien man.
Yeah, and then
walking
I can go home
around.
Yeah, we just have this weird strain. So it was like really cool, and that's kind of like what it is about cryptids and urban legends, is that they're trying to tell you something, they're trying to warn you about something, and they're trying to keep people in line. In
this specific case, don't have feelings for your brother's girlfriend.
Yep.
That was the lesson I got.
Dos hombres, un mujer. Mucho problema. Very bad at Spanish.
I don't know. It's probably right. I don't know much of it either.
Más problema. Dos hombres, un mujer.
Oh, dear God. Gabe.
Más problemas.
Cut your tongue out. Jesus Christ.
Mom, are you proud of me? What
no.
Can I do?
You could do better. You said it normal the first 5 times.
I did, and now I'm under fire. So those are the things we watched, and they were cool.
We did. It was all tonight. We did all of that tonight. That all happened this
Except
evening.
until dawn.
Oh, yeah. Until dawn, that's been a time. We've already experienced that.
Yeah.
It was a great time, though.
Definitely do that. And also read Lumberjanes, and Harrow County, which at some point I'm going to talk about, also has some monsters in there.
Nice.
Feelings. Yeah, feelings. Yeah, I said feelings. Let's talk about feelings. Okay. And all that spooky stuff. I love spooky stuff.
All right, so if you like it, it's Chupamaria.
Yes.
And if you don't like it, it's Wake me up before you Wendigo-go. Oh, can't even say it right.
Got me hanging on like a yo-yo.
Wake me
with your bones and blood.
Before you Wendigo-go.
Yeah, we're great at it.
Yep.
We need to have a record deal for that song.
we can have like a kids bop, but for us Ghouls bop, and it's just featuring songs where we just do terrible parodies of them.
Yes.
So
I'm for it.
if you like cryptids, just in general.
Yeah.
Chupamaria.
Yeah, Chupamaria.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
I
how
like
can you
them.
not?
They're fun.
Yeah. There's so many, too.
Yeah.
So, like, even if you're not, like, about one, there's, like, 8 other choices. Well, there's more than 8, but there's, like, you know, lots of other options to come choose from.
Every culture has one. There's also, like, a, so in something, The Wilderness, which was one of the Mystery Science Theater 3000, in the newer season, there's an episode which is Something the Wilderness, which is about Bigfoot. It's really good. But one of their, like, parts in the middle is they have like this little song, which I'm gonna try to put on like our blog, but it's like how every, like, all these different countries and cultures, like, everyone has a cryptid.
Yeah.
Like, everyone has one. It's just like Japan has a bunch, and they're all like stemmed from like the situations there. Like when you think about like Godzilla and stuff, like that has a point, and like the Chupacabra has a point.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
I think it's just, I think it's really interesting as, like, as humans, the ways we try to rationalize traumatic events. And it's just really fascinating.
Yeah. Why can't it just be an animal? Why can't it just be an animal that did a thing?
Yeah.
Or a person? Why can't it just be a person did a thing?
Yeah.
It's like, no, it must have been some evil creature.
It's just really interesting. Yeah. Like, it's really fascinating the way the human psyche is like, we need to rationalize this.
Yeah.
With something irrational.
Yes.
Like, we're going to decide that this thing did the thing with, like, the most irrational version of that. So it's just interesting.
Yeah.
So I'm a fan.
You're Chupamaria.
Chupamaria. What about you, Gabe?
Chupamaria. Yeah. She remind me of a West Side Story.
Yep.
Yep. That's how I felt. In summation, that's how I felt about cryptids. No, I think it's all cool. I think it's really interesting that some of them are similar. So it's kind of like,
there's overlap for sure.
Yeah, so it's like, what is that about? Or like, I wish someone would explain to me what the Mothman prophecies are about, because that looks weird.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, someone tell us about it. Write us in,
like
or just
a movie or like a show that talks about it for a minute.
Yeah, well, there's a movie called Mothman Prophecies.
Yes, so I've seen that. Yes, never mind. Continue.
But for the films and the other things, so I think, I mean, I love X-Files, as silly as it is. I just enjoy it for what it is.
Classic.
Until Dawn, just an amazing game.
100%, yeah.
Definitely. And it's something you can play more than once.
Mm-hmm. Even when so many different endings.
Yeah. Even when you know what's up.
Yeah, it's still good.
It's super, and it's also fun to watch other people, because you're
I
like,
love watching other people make decisions.
You can just like,
especially Jeff,
be a
he cared so
backseat
much.
person. Yeah,
like he really tried to like keep the characters to like he was fun.
Yeah, he had a lot of opinions about it. He felt very strongly, and he felt very cheated. It was really good. And then Trollhunters was phenomenal. Well, don't get married, they'll eat your kids, and then they'll become a Wendigo.
Yeah, cannibalism is bad.
It is bad.
Especially when it's your own kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So tell us about Mothman Prophecies and what your favorite cryptids are. And don't forget to rate and comment on iTunes.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately, that's the only way that things get done.
Yeah.
Like on iTunes. We just
need
need a little more attention, and we're not getting it. And we put a lot of work in here. So
Gabe and I are needy.
help us out. Tell us how great we are. We love our egos to be stroked. Do it.
Also, the cats like it too.
Yeah, they love it because we are loving them when it happens.
Yeah. We're just like, kid, oh my god, we got a new comment on iTunes. We're petting you a bunch as a reward.
Yeah.
So if you want our pets to feel love more than they already do feel love excessively all the time.
If you want us to love you, do it.
Do it.
All right, well, don't get married to your kids.
Yeah, don't do that. Bye.
Okay. Bye.
So, thank you so much for listening to us, but also listen to our friends say words to your ears.
yeah, believe it or not, we know some people who know some things, and they have some stuff to tell you. And here it is.
Yeah.
So enjoy. Thanks. Again, also, love you.
Okay,
Bye.
It's Breaking Mayberry, starring Martin Schneider and little Danny Ludwig. Also featuring The Andy Griffith Show. Hi everybody, I'm Marty.
I'm Dan.
We're the hosts of Breaking Mayberry, a podcast dedicated to the show that TBS airs when the Atlanta Braves have a rain delay.
I know what you're thinking. Why should I care about the show that my grandparents fall asleep to? The answer? It's buck wild.
Topics discussed on this show include beauty contests,
Child abduction.
voter suppression,
The finer points of cutting hair.
the plays of Shakespeare,
Crazed shotgun-wielding hillbillies.
gun control. No, we're serious about that. Literal gun control.
Roving bands of gossiping old women.
All of this and more happens on The Andy Griffith Show and is talked about by us with special guests.
Do you want to hear these events described and then yelled about?
So listen to us on Breaking Mayberry. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you get your podcasts.